It's kind of funny, like, also to jump the topic when we're speaking about football clubs and everything. I looked at like how much sponsorships the different clubs get from their shirt sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
And ironically, like, you guys can have a guess. I think United was the one who made most with Chevrolet. Is that still the current one?
Yeah. The car.
I think they're getting like 70, I might be wrong, might be 50 million, but I think it was 70 million a year.
Yeah.
Who do you think makes less? Like the least in Premier League?
Sheffield United.
Wrong. Okay, I'll say who it is. Brighton makes the least.
Oh, really?
From American Express. Have a guess how much they're earning.
10 million?
20?
1.5.
What?
Just imagine that. That's like...
From their main shirts.
That surely has to be because they made a deal like years ago and it's just been stuck, right?
It could be, but I saw like the majority of clubs earned between... When I say clubs, I speak about the bottom 8-10 clubs.
Yeah.
Where I also include Newcastle. They earned between like 3 to 6 million, 3 to 7 million from that year. And it's so funny, like most of these shirt sponsors now in Premier League is Asian bookmakers.
Yeah.
And like, I spoke to one person who said like he worked for one of them to like broker the deal. And he said, do you want like to put any money into like just opening up for UK customers and stuff like that? They're like, no, we're not interested in that. All the money is in Asia.
Oh.
So that was like, to me, it was like, okay, that makes sense. Because you haven't really heard about, for Newcastle, is a fun bet or something?
Yeah.
Fun 88 or something like that.
There must be a lot of interest in the Premier League from Asia because
it's massive from what I've been told.
Yeah, I mean, like the best example I can come up with was Mesut Ozil. He tweeted like about a month or so ago about the treatment of some refugees. I think they had some Muslim refugees.
Yeah, was it China or
in China? Yeah. And he was basically saying how terrible it is, blah blah blah. And Arsenal like came out and didn't back him up at all, and they were like basically saying that like, yeah, we don't have anything to do with what Mesut Ozil said about his comments because obviously, I don't know, they get a lot of money from China.
Yeah, but wasn't that after they said like they could remove Arsenal from the TV games in the coming weeks or something?
The next game.
They removed it for next game.
So then like they kind of panic of like, look, okay, we just got to do something probably, right? And just instead of backing your player, they probably said like, look, publicly we need to go out and say this, but of course you're right with what you're saying, but we can't publicly say that.
So it must be a massive market.
Yeah.
And I mean, considering all the money they're investing in the Chinese Super League too.
But surely it must be some value for the people who are sponsoring the smaller clubs versus sponsoring the Liverpools and the Manchester Uniteds, because they are getting like plenty of like screen time, and you see them when they're playing against the big clubs, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. So that's the thing. It's like we think they get a lot of screen time.
Yeah.
But you can imagine like the Premier League games when they start 3 o'clock here in UK. Depending on where you are in Asia, they can start at like 11 at night,
evening,
11 p.m.
Yeah.
So then you're thinking like, is a lot of people staying up to watch Burnley play against Sheffield United?
Probably not.
Or are they picking some other interesting game at 3 o'clock? So it's hard to say like how much they get, but of course they're going to get a lot of PR when they're playing like the more attractive games and when they're the only team playing. But it's hard to say how much value really it is.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's difficult to measure sort of physical marketing anyway. Like you don't get the ROI the same way you do if you have like a Facebook ad or something like that where you can measure the clicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.